Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, downtown detours, the city closing some roads temporarily for LRT construction. Smith safe, a recall petition against the Premier comes up significantly short on signatures. And dogged determination, a before and after look at dozens of starving dogs rescued by the SPCA.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Parts of 102nd Avenue in downtown Edmonton will soon close for construction on the Valley Line West LRT. The city is holding a public information session right now so people can get a better understanding of what's to come. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti joins us live on 102nd Avenue where construction is currently happening. So Miriam, you heard from a group today who are worried about the plans.
That's right, Matt. And right here, construction is quite loud along much of 102 Avenue downtown. I spoke with the YEG Bike Coalition about the bike detours happening in the area, and they say that they're not good enough and dangerous. Mike Sasha commutes on his bike every day. He says navigating downtown is about to get a lot harder for him and many other cyclists.
My concern is that it's going to be a hassle to go downtown, which I do daily on the bike.
The city is putting in a temporary full closure on 102 Avenue between 107th Street and 102 Street. It's all for construction on the Valley Line West LRT.
We are currently starting roadworks, landscaping, lighting, and track works along 102 Ave.
A bike lane detour is on 103 Avenue, but Sasha doesn't think it's good enough, especially as the area becomes more busy this spring.
When we think about going into playoff season, there's going to be a lot of folks commuting on their scooters in that little area. It's a lot of demand for a small amount of space.
The temporary bike lane that we've constructed on 103rd Avenue is a dedicated bike infrastructure, so the sidewalk, it's still open on 103rd Avenue as well.
The section requires cyclists to dismount.
For me, that's never a practical expectation for cyclists to be hopping off their bikes and walking there. That's just not functional for a commute.
Councillor Ann Stevenson plans to revisit the issue with city staff.
I want to understand if we can tighten that up, even stretch it out further to enable both the bike lane and the 2 lanes of vehicle traffic.
The construction team says people will still be able to navigate the area. Signs are already in place to help direct pedestrian traffic.
We realize the impacts now are going to be pretty substantial for the next little bit, but once it's all said and done, it will be much easier access for businesses, restaurants, and even the public.
Now, this section of 102 is going to be closed for the rest of the year, and phase 1 of the project is expected to last until August. The city says construction of the Valley Line West LRT is on target to be completed in 2028. Matt?
All right, Miriam Valdez-Carletti, thank you. With traffic congestion growing in part because of population growth, one councillor says the city needs to find a faster way to widen neighborhood access roads. Right now, the city builds single-lane roads into new neighborhoods. It uses vehicle counts to determine when there's enough traffic to warrant an expansion to 4 lanes. A 20-year-old city policy puts that marker at 18,000 vehicles a day. City Councillor Joanne Wright says some sections of 17th Street in her ward see 38,000 cars a day and are still not being prioritized for widening. She's asking city staff to reassess the policy, including whether traffic volume is an appropriate trigger.
It might have worked well 20 years ago, but it's not working for us now, and it's not working for us moving into the future as well as we grow.
In that many-year period between when it's actually brought up to the right standard is that there's a lot of congestion, there's a lot of safety concerns, and so we need a different approach.
Multiple deadly crashes have occurred on 17th Street in the last decade. The mayor says while provincial regulations prevent cities from overbuilding infrastructure in advance, he believes the city can find some wiggle room in those rules. The provincial government has introduced legislation to implement parts of its latest budget. The legislation will see the planned increase to the province's tourism levy next month. Budget 2026 is built off oil prices around $60 a barrel. The price is now in the mid-80s for West Texas Intermediate. Alberta's finance minister says given extreme volatility and instability, he won't be rethinking the budget. Economists, though, say even if oil prices stay around $70 a barrel instead of $60, it benefits Alberta's bottom line.
The market expects oil prices to fall, not them staying at $85 per barrel. But even where futures markets are currently headed, we're kind of in the ballpark of what you would need for a balanced budget, which is in the mid-70s per barrel.
Budget legislation today also makes changes to the caregiver credit and how data centers can be taxed. Some UCP ministers believe the First Nations chief non-confidence vote in the government is unfair. The Assembly of Treaty Chiefs want Danielle Smith's government to stop the calls for Alberta to separate from the rest of the country. Yesterday, the UCP government rejected an NDP motion for MLAs to hold a non-confidence vote in the legislature. Today, some ministers said the Chiefs are being too hard on them.
Do you think the Chiefs are being unfair to your government by passing this motion? I mean, I'm trying to get back to the motion.
Yeah, somewhat.
The government of Alberta needs to make sure that any question put forward is compliant with the Constitution. That's abundantly clear. We have taken particular and specific steps to making sure that First Nations and treaty rights are respected, and we'll continue to do that.
Tomorrow, 7 chiefs from Treaty 6 will be in London. They will meet with the King to affirm treaty relations with the Crown. A petition to recall Premier Danielle Smith from her seat in the legislature has failed. The petition organizer says they gathered 2,300 signatures. About 12,000 were needed to move the process forward. In a statement, Smith thanked her constituents in Brooks Medicine Hat. The Premier is one of 24 UCP and 2 NDP MLAs who were subject to recall petitions. So far, none of those petitions have gathered the required number of signatures. City Council will not require a developer to maintain public green space on a large South Edmonton lot if a major housing project goes ahead there. This 20-acre site on Ellerslie Road in the McEwen neighborhood has been left largely undeveloped for decades. It's surrounded by fenced backyards with virtually no access points to the field. Today, Council approved new zoning to allow hundreds of apartments, townhouses, duplexes, and single-family homes on the site. A motion to require the developer to hold a portion of the field for public green space failed.
Definitely a big concern of residents that use it for Canada Day events and for playing sports and just for general gatherings. So unfortunately, tying that park space to this development didn't pass today.
The developer is still in talks to buy the land and intends to include outdoor amenities and public paths. It has also agreed to help pay for new park space elsewhere in the area. The latest edition of Downtown Dining Week begins tomorrow with nearly 70 places to get a deal on a meal. The Edmonton Downtown Business Association hosts the event to bring exposure to more locally owned restaurants. For 12 days, participating places will offer fixed-price multi-course deals for lunch and dinner. Prices range from $15 to $25 for lunch or brunch. Dinners range from $35 to $65. One local restaurant, Campio, says there are 2 reasons it wanted to sign up.
Number 1, so being involved in the downtown initiative like this is great. But number 2, our name is Campio Brewing Company. A lot of people know us for our beer, but they don't realize what a phenomenal food program that we have. So any opportunity to showcase that, we're always really excited to be a part of that.
March and April tend to be kind of just weird months because it is that shoulder season, right? And it does tend to be a little bit slower. So we do try to time it so that it's at a time where restaurants are already typically feeling a little bit slower, but now we're hopefully driving customers to their eateries.
The Business Association says it also gives people a chance to save some money on eating out. Downtown Dining Week begins tomorrow. I don't know about you, Josh. I'm certainly starting to feel hungry now, although I'll tell you, I have no appetite for the temperatures we're going to be seeing this week.
Listen, I got an idea for downtown. Maybe it doesn't work this year. Josh and Matt, nosh and chat. Hey, it's just me and you eating, and
you get the boss's approval, you know I'm in. I'll bring my bib.
You're right. There are some colder temperatures coming after tomorrow. One more mild day tomorrow. We're 2 degrees downtown Edmonton as temperatures continue to climb. -3 off to the east, Elk Island. 0s, Villeneuve, Namao, south of the city at the airport. So we had 1 in here as the daytime high for today. You can see that's now updated to 2, so a degree above average, and we'll be about 3 degrees for a daytime high tomorrow. It was a cool start to the day, though. -12 early this morning. Lots of sunshine through the course of the day. This is what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drone. It's brought to you by Century Casinos. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Still blue skies over the Edmonton region. And that'll be the case for at least another hour or two. There are some clouds off to the west. These will slide in as we head through the mid to late evening hours. There are some flurries here off to the northwest. There's a slight chance you might see a couple of snowflakes in and around the Edmonton area later on tonight. It's not going to amount to much. Next best chance for some snow would be Thursday. Late tomorrow, there's a slight risk, but Thursday, I think, is the next potential for a little bit of accumulation here in the city. -9 tomorrow morning, so a little bit milder than it was this morning. We'll start the day with mostly cloudy skies and then a mix of sun and cloud and high of 3, maybe even 4 tomorrow afternoon with light wind at about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. We'll talk more about that chance for snow on Thursday and the cool down that's coming, all in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, the SPCA using before and after photos to push for changes to Alberta's Animal Protection Act.
It is the oldest and weakest animal protection legislation in the country.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Alberta's SPCA says more than a dozen dogs found starving north of Edmonton have come a long way in a few months. The organization gave us a look at the before and after to call for changes to the Alberta Animal Protection Act, one they say is the weakest in Canada. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
This dog named Zora is friendly, but more importantly, healthy. She looks much different today than she did just a couple months ago. Zora is one of 15 dogs the Alberta SPCA says were found starving to death.
Their bones were sticking out of their skin. They were very emaciated. A dog doesn't starve overnight. It takes a while. So these dogs had been in distress for quite a while.
The SPCA says the person charged in the case pleaded guilty, and in an unprecedented move, the organization wrote a community impact statement read during sentencing.
We really want to use every tool that we can think of to ensure the justice system understands the importance of these files and the impact they have not just on the animals involved, but also on our community as a whole.
In another high-profile case involving horses, the SPCA struggled to enforce a lifetime ownership ban against the person involved because its peace officers don't have authority under the criminal code.
We got this civil order so that we can go without the help of our enforcement partners, so we can, if someone calls us and says there's a horse on the property, we go and take it. No questions asked.
Legal steps Leanne Niblock says were necessary to fill gaps in enforcement.
Here we go.
She says changes to Alberta's Animal Protection Act are long overdue.
It is the oldest and weakest animal protection legislation in the country.
Niblock says there have been discussions with the province. They want the act updated to give SPCA officers more authority, the ability to inspect shelters and breeders proactively, and the definition of distress updated in the act.
It's basically food, water, shelter. Well, we want to talk about distress being the environment that the animals are living in or their ability to act naturally, and that's not in there right now.
A very good girl.
Things could be looking up for animals like Zora. The province tells CTV News it's looking into possible changes in the coming months. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A serial killer serving his sentence at the Edmonton institution has died. Alan Legier was known as the Monster of Miramichi for crimes committed in New Brunswick in the 1980s. He was involved in a violent and deadly home invasion as well as multiple sexual assaults and murders. He received a minimum life sentence in 1991. Correctional Services Canada says it's looking into the circumstances of the 78-year-old's death. No cause of death has been released yet. Parks Canada is taking steps to protect its mountain lakes and rivers from invasive species. The new Mountain National Park's aquatic invasive species prevention strategy breaks lakes and rivers into 3 zones. Water recreation zones include many popular lakes in places like Jasper, Banff, and Waterton. In some areas, water activities can continue under previous regulations. Water preservation zones include sensitive ecosystems that need extra protection, which means only some activities are allowed there. And special tactic zones are complex water bodies with site-specific rules. Parks Canada is asking you to check which zone and what activities are allowed at the lake or river you're visiting. The federal government is considering a social media ban for kids. The ban would be part of the online harms bill. A spokesperson for the Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture says several options are still on the table. Australia implemented its own social media ban for people under the age of 16 back in December. One children's advocacy group calls for legislation to go further and include AI and gaming platforms.
Kids are spending increasing amounts of time in front of screens, whether it's an iPad, a phone, a TV, with YouTube. We're seeing kids just immersed in digital technology from birth all the way through to their teen years. And they're exposed to very grave threats, whether it's sextortions, cyberbullying, many other harms that are affecting their mental health and well-being.
CTV News reached out to Meta, the parent company for Instagram and Facebook. We have not heard back. Still to come tonight on CTV News, why teams will be racing around Red Deer, solving mysteries and completing challenges.
You don't have to be an athlete or anything to participate in this.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Josh, we had some pretty nice weather over the weekend. I was enjoying the warm temperatures. Sounds like
you like that wind on Sunday?
The wind, not so much, but the daytime highs were favorable for me anyway.
Next week, it's coming back.
After tomorrow, though.
Tomorrow should be about 3 or 4 degrees for a daytime high, but we're in the -5 to -10 range for highs. It looks like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Some cooler air drops in. Pretty good chance of some snow as well. We'll get to potential snowfall totals in a couple minutes here. River Valley Skycam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right, it's free. Blue skies and 2 degrees in Edmonton right now. -1 in Red Deer. You get a -3 there in Grand Prairie and -10 in Fort McMurray. So still a little chilly across the north. There's your cloud cover building in from the west. There might be a couple scattered flurries that move through parts of the Edmonton region or just north of the city before tonight's done. I think for the most part, just some empty clouds this evening and overnight tonight. Tomorrow, we start the day with a little bit of cloud cover, and then through the afternoon hours, you get some snow that moves across the north. Peace River, you might actually pick up several centimeters, 5+ centimeters of snow there early Wednesday, and this might be maybe 1 to 3 centimeters just off to the south, Fort McMurray. In the Edmonton area, you see a couple little splotches move through, but no big system hitting us with snow. So anything that we get late in the day tomorrow is going to be pretty insignificant. This will be some heavier snow that will probably on Thursday, maybe into Friday, see some snowfall warnings for parts of western and southern Alberta. Could see 15 to 25 centimeters in through a number of areas. I think most of the snow Thursday morning is off to the south and to the west of the Edmonton area. We kind of get grazed with a chance of some snow. If we do get anything at all, it's probably maybe 2 to as much as 4 centimeters of snow. There's also a chance that we just sort of get a dusting, and this 5 to 10 stays off to the west of the city. Look at these totals. So Banff, about 25. I think you could get closer to 15 to 20 in parts of the Calgary region, and Red Deer is going to be on the edge of this. So potentially up around 10 centimeters of snow by the end of the day Thursday. -16 Fort McMurray, -10 for Grand Prairie. Will drop to about -9. Here in Edmonton tomorrow morning. You're only back to -7 for a high in Grand Prairie tomorrow as already things start to cool off. Fort McMurray a little warmer than today, up to -6 under cloudy skies and near 0 for Cold Lake, Lac-La-Biche, and Vegreville. Edson, about 2 to maybe 3 degrees. -1 in Jasper with some snow. 1 for Red Deer and -1 in Lloydminster. Here in the city, temperatures sliding as we head through this evening. Cloud cover increasing as well by mid to late this evening. -9 and mostly cloudy tomorrow morning. And then a high of about 3, maybe 4 degrees tomorrow afternoon. There's your cool down. -7 with the chance of some light snow on Thursday. Again, it's probably not going to be a huge dump of snow here in the city, but higher snowfall totals off to the west and to the south of the Edmonton region. -8, -9 range for highs Friday, Saturday. Get some chilly mornings as well in the mid-teens Friday and through the weekend. But look at the rebound for next week. Back above 0 Monday and back to around double digits by Tuesday, Wednesday.
All right, Josh, thank you. People of all ages can put their wit and grit to the test while supporting kids and teens in central Alberta. The Big Pursuit fundraiser has returned to raise money for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Red Deer and District. The main event is inspired by the reality show The Amazing Race. Teams of 2 to 6 people will race around Red Deer, reading clues and completing challenges at different locations. Teams that make it to the final location will have a chance to find one of 3 golden keys that wins them a cash prize.
You don't have to be an athlete or anything to participate in this. You just need to have a group of people that are pretty creative and can solve clues, all kinds of clues and challenges. Our volunteers are 18 to 80 plus years of age. All you have to do is care and have an interest that you want to share with a kid, and it can have a lifelong impact for you as well.
Big Pursuit has been running for 36 years and marks the 50th anniversary for Big Brothers Big Sisters in Red Deer. This year's goal is to raise $50,000. The race takes place April 26th. When we return, a tough test. The Oilers know their defense will be challenged when they face a talented team tonight.
If you're off by a foot, that's all they need to create a scoring chance.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Wednesday on your morning, protein has had its moment in the sun, but now fiber is in the spotlight. Why it's important and how you can get more and whether it's worth the hype.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
The NHL's two leading scorers will face off in Denver tonight. Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers visit Nathan MacKinnon and the Colorado Avalanche. McDavid currently leads the league with 108 points. MacKinnon is second with 104. One of the Oilers' newest forwards will be trying to contain Colorado's high-powered offense.
These guys, you give them a little bit and they take a lot. So my attention to detail, my stick positioning, my habits on my route as a centerman, all those things come into effect when you're playing against these guys, because if you're off by a foot, that's all they need to create a scoring chance.
The Oilers are looking for their second win in a row after beating Vegas Sunday. Tonight's game begins at 8 o'clock. Connor Ingram will start in goal. A group of cyclists in Calgary are trying to ride every single road and bike path in the city. They call themselves the Calgary Wanderers after the website they use to track their kilometers. More than 300 people have signed up on the app. Many have become friends. Everyone is at a different stage of their cycling journey. 73-year-old David Champer is retired and currently at the top of the leaderboard. He's covered 92% of the city on two wheels.
We have this passion for chasing new roads, and we got connected, and we meet very, I would say, once in a quarter, and then that's where we learn, share some tips, but there's a common goal, to bike and encourage others to bike as well.
The Wanderers say the biggest challenge is the city's growth. With new roads being added every year, it's hard to complete 100% of the roads and pathways. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.